It's not about making sales. It's about making margins. You're not creating an offer here. You're running a business. It's not about making sales. It's about making the margins, right? Making your margins, okay? Because there's three numbers that you have to know as a business owner. One is your CPL, which is your cost per lead or cost per action, right? You have to generate leads. Leads are the oxygen for your business. Without leads, your business dies. So you have to generate leads. What is it going to cost you to generate that lead? For that person to see you for the first time, to be aware of you, and then they take action, right? The second number is your CPA, which is your cost per acquisition. What does it take to acquire that client? And then the third is your LTV, which is your lifetime value of a client. Okay. Those are the three numbers you have to master and know within your business. And that's why I believe that your front-end offer, your core offer, your hot offer, your irresistible offer, whatever it is, your very first offer should be anywhere between a $5,000 to $25,000 offer. And if any one of you guys have any blockages of creating a $5,000 to $25,000 offer, we're going to crush those limiting beliefs tomorrow, right? Those of you who are with us at our coaching program here at our bootcamp tomorrow, because that's what you're going to create. You're going to create a $5,000 to $25,000 offer. That should be your front-end offer. We'll also talk about low ticket as well and how to fit that into your business model, right? To liquidate some of your ad spend. We'll talk about that as well. So we'll talk about low ticket, mid ticket, and high ticket tomorrow and how they fit in. But I believe that your front-end offer should be it should be a high ticket. It should be a $5,000 to $25,000 offer. And it needs to be renewable. Okay, so that's what we're going to cover today as well. Go deeper tomorrow in the bootcamp, because if your front end offer is a high ticket offer, then it makes the numbers work. That's all it is. It's a numbers game. One thing that you have to understand in marketing, sales, running business, doing anything, it's all about consistency, right? It's also about frequency, your how consistent you are, but ultimately your outputs. And then third, it's all about law of averages. That's all it is. It's all about law of averages. That's what top of funnel, middle funnel does, is it's all about filtering out, right? Creating a law of average, filtering in those who should be working with you and filtering out those who should not. It makes all that the whole numbers game worth it, right? It makes it work. Second, it makes what you do worth it. I want to make sure that you don't get up one day hating what you do because you're not getting paid for it, right? You've seen people all the time. They're like, oh, what are you doing, man? I don't know. I'm busy. Well, what are you busy doing? Right? Busyville leads to Brokeville. Brokeville leads to Burnoutville. And burning out is really just working hard, doing the thing, and not getting the result. It's not even burning out. Isn't even because of your work. You're working hard. It's about working hard and not getting results. So having a high ticket offer makes what you do worth it. Third, it gets you paid what you are worth. The value, you are valuable. And I've said this before, you have paid the price. And I really mean that. You have paid the price. Everything that you have gone through, I've gone through, our experiences, our struggles, our pain, the things that we invested in ourselves to learn and grow personally, professionally, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all of that stuff you have invested in yourself. You spent time, you spent energy, you spent money. You have paid the price, and it's time for you to get paid what you're worth. It's time for people to pay you. All right? That's why you want to sell a front-end offer that's high ticket. Okay? And if you're going to do this, you have to understand three things. One, you have to understand value creation. Second is understand cash conversion cycle. And third is understand enterprise valuation. Okay, so let's dive into all three of these. What does understanding value creation means? Well, you're creating an offer and never lower your price, always add more value. Okay, never lower your price, always add more value. And when you understand value creation, all it is you understand that whatever you're creating has so much value into it that it helps people achieve these four things. One, it helps your clients achieve their dream outcome. Whatever their dream outcome is, whatever the payoff is, it helps them achieve that dream outcome. So like our payoff is to be able to live life on your terms. That's it, right? Whatever that looks like to you, that's your dream outcome. Whatever freedom looks like to you, whatever your hopes are, whatever your dreams are, that's to me, that's helping you achieve your dream outcome. Designing your life, that's the dream outcome. That's the payoff of our coaching program, is so that you can design your life, create the life that you want to live, create a life worth living, right? And then build a business, design a business that fuels that. That's our payoff. It's got to help clients achieve their ROI, their money, right? The return on their investment. It's got to help clients achieve their ROT, which is their return on their time, that it helps them speed up their success. Whatever suffering that they're in, whatever pain or problem, or whatever success they want to get to, whatever result they want to get to, it actually speeds up their success. It's also got to help clients achieve their ROE, which is their effort, the return on their effort. They're going to spend energy on this. They're going to do something. They're going to attempt to change whatever it is that they want to change. That it's got to help them achieve not only just the result, but achieve that transformation that they're looking for. If you could understand value creation, you deserve to price yourself at that level and sell a high ticket. Second, you got to understand cash conversion cycle. Cash conversion cycle is when you create a high ticket offer and sell a high ticket offer and make what you're worth, get paid what you're worth, then your high ticket offer will 100% be a self-liquidating offer. There's no doubt. You could be the worst marketer, you could be the worst salesperson, that your cost per action, your cost per lead, your cost per acquisition, you could be the worst, and it will never, ever, ever exceed your front-end offer pricing. Never. That's why you want to sell high ticket, because then your high ticket offer, your very first front-end offer, should liquidate your cost. It will 100% guarantee be a liquidating offer. That's all it is. That's the game. The game is to make sure, just like Dan Kennedy said, you guys may, whether you don't know Dan Kennedy or not, Dan Kennedy says, his number one rule, he says, the business that can spend the most amount of money to acquire a client wins. And what he means by that is, you got company A that spends money on advertising, spends time, energy, and money to acquire a client. And let's say it costs $1,000 to acquire that client. But their front-end offer is designed to acquire the client and be profitable, for example, right? That's business A. Business B says, it cost me $1,000 to acquire that client, and I'm going to my front-end offer covers that $1,000, and I'm going to reinvest that $1,000 back into my business to acquire another client. If it costs $10,000, my front-end offer has to cover that $10,000, and I'm gonna reinvest it back, and I'm gonna use that money to acquire another client. That's what he means. Your front-end offer has to liquidate your ad spend, your cost to acquire that client. And if it is, and it ends up being an SLO, the company that can spend the most amount of money to acquire a client wins. Because as company A is trying to be profitable with their front-end offer, company B is saying, nope, I want to at least break even. I'm going to reinvest back in my company because I'm going to bring them in. I'm going to continually grow. I'm going to continue to reinvest. And then I'm going to have a back-end offer to sell them so that where my back-end offer is one that makes me profitable. Okay. And second, it will create automatically if you sell a high ticket that it's going to create a short cash conversion cycle. Cash conversion cycle is this. You're going to spend time, energy, money to acquire a client, without a doubt. One of the reasons why I'm such a fan of running weekly webinars, weekly web classes, is because it shortens the sales cycle. It shortens the cash conversion cycle. Because I can spend time, energy, and money this last week and have people come to my webinar and make an offer that week and sell them that week. And I spent time, energy, money only in a sales cycle and a cash conversion cycle of 1 week. A lot of people would do a month, for example. My friend Richmond does a month. He does monthly challenges. So he spends time, energy, and money to get the client to get his audience to his challenge every month. So he spends time, energy, money, right, in a full month. So his sales cycle is a month. His cash conversion cycle is a month. If you can afford to do that, then do that. Because then the people come to your challenge, then you're able to attempt and make an offer, make sales, then your cash conversion cycle comes back after a month. For me, I want to shorten the cash cycle, right? So that's why I love webinars. But without a doubt, whatever money you spend to get that client to that webinar, whatever money you spend to get them in the seat, the right person in the seat, if you sell a high ticket, it will liquidate that cash to get them there. It'll shorten your cash conversion cycle. Okay. Third is you also have to understand enterprise valuation. The reason why we talk about creating offers that are renewable is because if you do that, you will position your offer for maximum valuation. You will position your company for maximum valuation. Good example of this is Q Car Wash, who sold to Caliber Car Wash. Q Car Wash is right down the street from my house when I moved out into my very first house 4 years ago. Bought this house. Alex owns Q Car Wash. I meet him. He's the owner. He just started Q Car Wash. That was his seventh one when I met him. He had a goal of building 15 at that time. It was his seventh one, close to my house. It was a $9 car wash. So you go in, you drive in, you pay $9 to wash your car, right? Every time, $9, 11, and I think the next one was $15. That was it, 9, 11, and 15. So I make him a suggestion. I said, Alex, why don't you create a membership model, a recurring model? He goes, I never thought about it, but when I lose money, I said, well, no, let me share this with you. Let me share with you so that you understand enterprise valuation. Because what is your plan here, right? So the second thing you want to do is you want to sell your offer as if you plan to exit, even if you don't. That's when you understand enterprise valuation. So I said, what's your plan here? I said, yeah, one day I'd like to sell it. I said, perfect. He was a young guy. He was at 29 at that time, right? I was like, so you're planning on selling it. Perfect. You're going to run it with systems and people and processes so that you can take it to the market and sell this for a high valuation. Yeah, that's my ideal dream. All right, perfect. I said, so if you continue doing the $9, $11, and $15 packages, what's going to end up happening is you're going to go to the marketplace and you're going to tell them that this is the gross revenue of your company. This is your consistent client base that comes in to wash your cars. And this is how much you've gross and netted, right? He's like, yes. And they're going to look at your company and they're going to probably value it for maybe 2x or 3x, right? What the volume, the EBITDA. And he's like, yeah, okay. If you did a membership model, it totally changes the game. Because what they're going to do is they're going to look at your business and say, my gosh, this company generated this much volume. This is the book of business. This is the consistent membership. This is the consistent renewal, because your job is to make sure you get a high renewal, right? High membership model. There's consistent businesses coming in. And you could take that to the marketplace, and the banks, they're going to value, they're going to look at your EBITDA, they're going to value it, they're going to give you a higher multiple, 7, 8, 9, 10x. He's like, oh my God, that makes sense. So if you think about it, if you charge 9, 11, 15 versus something like $30 a month, that $30, if you exit out at a 7 multiples or 8 multiples, that client's worth $300 a month, not $30 a month. Do you get that? He's like, oh my God. So he did that. He created a program, said $297 for a whole year, right? Or $29 a month. That's where he started. And what you get is you get unlimited washing. You just come wash it. And then you also get to vacuum for free. And then on the side of it, he also did detailing and some other stuff as well. So he would upsell them, right? So now he's got a consistent lead flow coming in, right? Consistent client base coming in. And then the consistent lead flow, another great example of this I told them is, why don't you give people who move in like me to the neighborhood their very first wash for free to get them here, to get them to experience you. And he did that, right? First wash free. So they drive in, the system tags their license plate so they know that it's their first wash. They get it for free. They get the experience. And then their team then upsells them to a membership model. And now you got people coming in washing the cars consistently. I bought the membership model and I watched it almost, I wouldn't say every day, but every few days I'd run through it. But then as I started living in the neighborhood, I found catching myself that sometimes I didn't run it through the wash a whole month, but yet I still paid for the monthly. Does that make sense? Right? It's kind of like a gym membership. That's why gyms sell at such a high multiple, because they have membership people who pay whether they even show up to the gym or not. Like over 60% of membership, people don't even come to the gym. Did you know that? And about 15% show up to the gym just to take pictures. Did you guys know that? It's crazy. It's insane. That's why gyms can sell at a high multiple, because they understand enterprise valuation, right? So not only do you want to sell at a high ticket, but you want to make sure your high ticket is renewable. That's why our program, our coaching experience, is a 12-month coaching program. Because if I can help people get the result, if I can help people get that result, and their year is up, and my team and I reach out to get them renewed, why would they not renew? There's a return on their investment. Or go up to the next level with us, where we can take them from where they're at to where they really want to go, where we know we can take them. Like, for example, from 6 to 7 figures, right? That's why we make it renewable, okay? So one of the things I learned also is that there's three main reasons, 3 main things that kill dreams. So we all have dreams, whether the dream comes true or not, for us, right? Because the dream itself will live on, even if you don't pursue it. Even if it doesn't come true for you, it's going to come true for somebody, right? So why do dreams not come true for people? There's 3 main things. One is doubt, right? Doubt, that's the first one. And if you look at, there's 3 types of people in the marketplace. There are people who are living it, and this is the doubt. This is doubt that kills dreams more than failure ever will. Because doubt, when it creeps in, and you let that be your driving force, right? It creates fear instead of faith. There are people every single day that I see consistently, every single day, they're living it, but they're not offering it. That's why dreams get killed. Dreams die because they're living it, but they're not offering. They're not creating that offer, even though they are the person, they're doing the thing, right? They know how, they can really help people. They can do themselves, right? They're doing themselves a disservice. They're doing their clients a disservice. They're doing the world a disservice by living it, but not offering it. The second type of person is somebody who's offering it. You can clearly see that they're a great marketer and great salesperson. They're making offers all the time, but they're not living it. And you'll see them for a while, and then all of a sudden, where did they go? where did that person go? I haven't heard about that person anymore because they're a great marketer, great salesperson. They're selling their products and services, but they're really not living it. And people start finding out that they're not getting the result. The people that's buying is not getting results because they're teaching theory, right? And then the third person is somebody who's living it and offering it. And you can clearly see that the people who are living it and offering it are the people who are not just selling and marketing, they're actually building a brand. They have a brand, a very powerful brand, because they're living it. You can clearly see they're living it, just like me, the laptop lifestyle tribe, be able to live, work, earn from it, be able to achieve the ultimate freedom of finance, time, and location. I'm living it. So what I decided to do is the offer, even though I can create many offers that I happen to be an expert in, but I wanted to create this offer because this is the offer that not only is a marriage between what I'm an expert in, but what I love, what I'm most passionate about. So I'm living it, so I'm creating an offer with it. If you want to build a brand, my friends, you're living it and you're creating an offer from it. Okay? And we'll be going deeper into the bootcamp tomorrow for those of you who are part of our coaching experience here. The second thing that kills dreams is people don't create offers. Just like I said, they're living it, but they're not creating it, right? And if you're going to create an offer, and I want you to think of how you can get paid what you're worth, make what you're worth, make the numbers worth it, right? Make what you do worth it. There's four elements of a high ticket offer. Execution, because again, it's not about information, right? Information overwhelms people. Your job is to keep it so simple so that just like Albert Einstein's 5 ascending levels of intellect, right? You go from smart to genius to brilliant to genius, and then ultimately the 5th level is really just simple. Your ability to keep it simple, right? So that your audience can execute. It's got to have execution. Your high ticket offer has to have experience. Because again, we're not in the information age, we're in the experience age. There's got to be an experience. They have to feel special. And they have to feel good with what they're investing in. They have to feel different, that they didn't just buy another product and service. And I'll show you some examples of this in a little bit. It's got to have events, because immersion equals conversions. Meaning immersion equals conversion 2 ways. When you're actually making an offer, when people immerse with you, you've already helped them achieve success before they even become clients. It will automatically increase your conversion. But at the same time, immersion equals conversions in terms of results. The fastest way to get people results is bring them through some type of event so that they can immerse, just like learning a language. Right? I've been married to a Chinese woman for 20 years. I know only a couple words. I never had any interest in learning Mandarin, right? Because I figure she speaks it very well. Why should I speak it, right? But now I'm like, okay, I'm moving to Malaysia. I'm spending more time in Asia. I'm spending more time in Singapore. I'm spending more time traveling in the Asian countries. And it looks like I'm going to spend probably more than 6 months out of the year here. I'm like, it might be a good time to learn this, right? Especially when my kids are learning it and them and their mom are talking crap about me. I need to understand what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Right? So events, immersions are the best way to learn, right? To get results. And then it's got to have experts. It's got to have experts. You are the expert, of course, but it's always a great idea to bring in other experts. So you guys will start seeing that even on our webinar, our web classes here, and even on our boot camps. I will bring in my friends. You'll start seeing my friends getting involved, who might be an expert in sales, or might be an expert in storytelling, might be an expert in branding or Facebook ads. I'm gonna start bringing in experts, right, to share with you guys so that you guys can, experience not just me, but other experts that can really add value to you as well. And that's part of our offer. That's part of our high ticket offer. That's part of our coaching experience, right? So let's really talk about the very first element there, which is execution, right? So how do I do it? I'll use my 2 mentors that I love the most, Russell and Tony. because they have definitely impacted my life in the last 6 years, quite a bit. And I'm going to use the many mentors that I have, many leaders that I follow, many people, guides, coaches that I've gotten, but these two have definitely, impacted my life in recent years. So how does Russell do execution? Well, he also has a private members area in his program. So when we become Inner Circle or even a coaching or even our 2 Comma Cup coaching program, so he created a members area library of video of courses and things like that to watch, right? So that's execution. So when you watch it, you're able to execute, just like us as well, right? Tony's the same way. So execution wise, he's got, when you become a platinum partner, you got access to the platinum partnership portal, and then there's a bunch of stuff there for you to actually learn, consume, and then also execute, right? To execute. Okay. So these are examples. So having a private members area, having courses, leveraging courses or content that you have had in the past or present, and things that you create in the future. It's always a great idea to help your audience, your clients execute, right? That's why that's the reason why I run masterminds and web classes every single week. They end up becoming part of our library so that it'll help our audience, our clients execute. So how do we do that, right? We do the same thing. So we have a private membership portal for you guys who are part of our coaching experience for execution, right? Our change makers courses in there, our master courses in there. We have our 7-figure moves master course in there. I just gave my team direction that we're going to upload the boot camps in there as well. So every past boot camps are going to be up there, so you can go in there and consume at your own time, at your own pace, all of that great content, right? And then there'll be some other things we roll out. There's stuff in their school community that we're also uploading, right? Our masterminds and our web classes are up there as well. And as you can, if you haven't been in there lately, if you started going in this week, you started seeing the classroom changes, right? There's new courses coming in there. I've recorded new stuff, and there'll be more stuff being added. All of that is designed for execution. The funnels that we give, the funnel templates for the Know You funnel lead generation, the Like You funnel, so that you can have a funnel for people to register for your webinars, your web classes. That's all in there. Those are all designed for execution, right? Okay. So my question to you guys is, who wants to share what are you going to do, right? When people say yes to you, how are you going to help them execute? Now, it takes a lot to build a course. It takes a lot to record a course, edit it, put it in a members area, if you do it the traditional way. What I did, a couple things, just to kind of show you guys how I help people execute. At the very beginning, when we launched our coaching offer here, execution for us was, I didn't have the courses yet. I didn't have the courses for people to watch, to implement. So what did I do? I did 2 things. One, part of my offer was, hey, we're also going to have open office hours coaching, for example. That's a great way of helping your clients execute, right? So we open up open office hours coaching where you can hop on. We open it up every single day. It was Monday through Friday from 8 to 11, where I was just there. I'm doing my work and I'm just there waiting in Zoom. So when people had questions, wanted coaching, they just hopped on and asked the question, got the coaching they need every single day, right? Why? Because it's all about execution, right? And they would come in and get what they need, and I would say, gone. And sometimes people just come in just to watch me coach other people, right? So because I didn't have the course yet. That's the first thing I did. So that's also something you could do. The second thing I did was I basically took an audience, both people who weren't clients and clients, through a 2-day workshop or a 3-day workshop, however long it takes you to teach, and ran a 2-day workshop, right? For us, it was a 2-day workshop, and delivered value over 2 days, did all the exercises, the modules, the lessons, all the exercises. And then my team took that and edited it. And then we turned that into a course, because we knew that course will end up being implementation to execute the things, the information, right? And then we said, okay, I was still some stuff missing. And then I took another group through a 1-day immersion. I need another day of training. So I took another group through a 1-day immersion, recorded that into modules, lessons, and had my team edit it and turn it into a course. And now it's up in our members area. Right. And then since that is up, then I took away the coaching office hours because now we make that the change makers master course and seven figure moves as part of the execution. Right. So that's what you can do to help your clients execute, either open office hours or give live coaching if you don't have things created yet, or run some type of event, and then you can actually record it and turn that into a course. Okay. So I would love to know, what are you guys planning on doing to help your clients execute when they say yes to this high ticket offer? What are some things that you plan on doing? Go ahead. Anybody want to mute themselves? Anybody? Some people want to do one-on-one, some people want to do one-to-many. Some people want to do automation, like what we've done with our private members area. So I did all of it, right? At the very beginning, when I made my first offer, I actually included one-on-one calls. Why? Because I knew that I needed that. One, I needed the training to understand my clients and what they're going through. So I offered it as part of one-on-ones. And then once I got what I need, I understood everything. I got the content I needed. I did one-to-many. That's where the open office hours came in. And then I turned that all into automation by running the events. Go ahead, Daniel. If I'm your client, how do I execute?
I have a course that I'm in the process of recording. And then for a higher ticket offer, it's the course plus additional one-on-one coaching for the 8 weeks, along with
Beautiful.
some different workbooks and tips and sheets and like meditation audios and things like that I have.
Awesome. Perfect. Yeah, that's great. And at the bootcamp, we'll also talk about there's 5 ways to leverage a course. A course is also, obviously you can create a course to sell, which is, one of the ways to generate revenue, but you can also leverage a course to actually sell for you, right? Which I'll walk you guys through how to actually do it more at the bootcamp as well. So phenomenal. I love those ideas. Your one-on-one coaching at the beginning of it, especially if you're launching something new like this, Daniel, and everybody here, I think it's a great idea to have one-on-ones, especially at the beginning. You really learn a lot. But it should not be something that you keep long term. Let's just put it that way, right? You want to shift from the one-to-one model to the one-to-many as much as possible, because that is the only way you'll scale. Because if you continue doing one-to-one, you will run out of time. You will run out of schedule because it's just you, right? Unless you then hire, you bring in other people, like some of your members or your students who come in and they rise to the top. They're a huge fan of yours. They're a huge fan of your work. Then you can make them one of your coaches, and then you can continue one-on-one, and they get a percentage of that you do as well. That's totally fine if you want to multiply that way. But if you really want to multiply and scale, you'll have to shift from one-to-one to one-to-many, and then still have some one-on-ones. But then the one-on-ones now, if they want that much access to you, then they have to pay for it. Right? Then you start charging a super high ticket for that. Kind of like Tony. Tony Robbins, when he first started, he did a ton of one-on-ones, then went to events. And then there came a time where he couldn't do any one-on-ones anymore. And he just went one-to-many, went to events, right? Went to smaller groups, smaller mastermind type groups. And then there were still some people that wanted his time one-on-one. So what Tony did was he just blocked off. He said, okay, I will only take on 7 clients every single time, every year, 7 clients. And then he put a price tag on it, right? And he was surprised that people bought it, right? Just like anybody else, when you're first starting off, you're like, oh my God, somebody actually said yes to that. He made a $1 million offer, right? His very first client. Ray Dalio was one of his first clients. $1 million offer. So if you want to get coaching from Tony one-on-one, this is $1 million and 10% of the upside. So he coaches 7 people that have been coached with him, people like Ray Dalio, people like Paul Tudor Jones, some ex-presidents, Bill Clinton, right? Things like that. These people paid him $1 million. Except the president was not $1 million, 10% upside didn't work. But Paul Tudor Jones, for example, pays Tony $1 million plus 10% of the upside. Right? So he allocated only special timing for those people who are willing to pay that high of a ticket, right? Make sense? So then you can add some one-on-ones. I'm not saying you take it all away altogether. Okay? Make sense? Very cool. Okay, so the second element, right? We have the execution. The second element you got to have is experience. Experience. So when people buy a high ticket, they wanna get an experience. They want to feel special, right? So how does Russell do it? How does Tony do it? Russell, so when we became an inner circle member of his, we're going to be going on our 4th year here. He gives us a great experience, right? We get even something as simple as like lanyards, right? You just because you put on a different lanyard than everybody else. Tony does the same thing. We put on Tony Robbins Platinum Partnership lanyard, right? It's just a totally different experience. He has a line, a separate room, a separate line, and he does it so brilliantly, right? He's got this big, massive room that people are waiting to get into Funnel Hacking Live, for example. Then he has this section, just a little section that's gated off. It's got security. It's got worker, part of this crew member standing there guarding the door. And the only people that can go in are the inner circle members. So the rest of the crowd who sees these inner circle members going into this little area, and what do they get? They get to go in first. They get a private door to go into. They get coffee. They get, snacks. They get to mingle with other inner circle members, right? And these are people who won 2 Combo Cup awards or higher. So all the rest of the people are like the top 5% are right there. I want to be in that room. So it creates that experience. He takes, for example, at our last inner circle meeting, Funnel Hacking Live in Florida, he brought us to Six Flags and shut down a whole area, right, of Six Flags. And we go have dinner in Six Flags. We get to ride 4 of the rides that we close down one whole section for us. That gives us a great experience. We have inner circle only calls every other week, bi-weekly. So that gives us an experience to be around with our peers. So you got to be able to give your clients an experience. Tony does the same thing. His platinum partners are right up front, right? And if you want to sit up front, you got to pay $85,000 a year individually or $135,000 as a couple. You got the badge, the platinum partnership badge, the line that we get into. We go in first, right? Separate line, separate security, separate all of those things. We get private events with Tony, like the finance event in Sun Valley, Idaho, where we fly into Boise or Sun Valley, and we go and just a small group of only platinum partners, no other events, nobody from the outside can come in, right? Just platinum partners. Spend 4 days on a finance. It's all about finances, how to make millions and billions of dollars. He brings in people to speak, people that, oh my God, like Alan Greenspan, Bill Clinton, like brings in that high caliber people, Paul Tudor Jones, right? Jamie Dimon, CEO of Chase, like all of those people to talk about economics and finances. And then after that, we caravan like 40 SUVs to his house in Idaho, right? And it's generally in the wintertime, February, and Tony loves cold plunges. So in the back of that house, it's got a nice river that runs through it, and it's about 28 degrees, 30 degrees. So we all trek through the snow, jump in the river, and then come out and then trek up the snow and jump into his hot springs right in front of his house. It throws a big party, right, for platinum partners. about 400 or 500 people there, exclusive event. So you get the experience. Go to special trips like spirituality calls them happiness retreats now. Relationship trips, right? Small events that the public doesn't get to see. So we get an experience. So renewal wise, we keep wanting to come back because we don't want to miss that experience. We don't want to miss our friends who are part of the experience as well. Does that make sense? At the very beginning, they start the relationship for you most of the time, just like we started the relationship for Russell, we started the relationship for Tony, but then later on, we end up renewing and continuing the relationship because of our friends that are in it. Make sense? Because of the peer group. Proximity is power, just like Tony said. So you got to give your clients experience. So what do? That's why we create our laptop lifestyle, to get people to experience us first, right? For the first 30 days. We want to prove to them. We want to position to people authority, empathy, credibility, that we know what we're doing, that we're not teaching theory, we're practitioners. And I want to show people how to get results, right? Before they buy. But then the ones that say yes, they can continue with us at our laptop lifestyle tribe to be here, right? To get this experience every single week, to get everything that we create automated, to create live as well, right? We get right? So, and then the third element is events, right? Events. And that's where how Russell does it is he has private inner circle events, right? At ClickFunnels, we all fly to Boise 2 to 3 times a year. He has Funnel Hacking Live. He also has other events. Sometimes he'll throw, hey guys, I'm going to do a decade in a day, calls a decade in a day, where I'm going to condense my decades of learning into today. You get to interview me ask me questions, interview me, get coaching for 30 minutes. Everybody flies in. Everybody gets a one-on-one with Russell in front of the crowd, right? Everybody's there asking their questions, and he dissects your business. So these special events, right? Immersion, again, gets people the fastest results. How Tony does it is when you're a platinum partner, you get to go to all the UPWs, you get to go to business masteries, you get to go to Date with Destiny, all of that stuff as part of his program that people would pay a ticket to, but you actually get it as part of the membership, right? As part of the platinum partnership experience. So events are important. Okay. Just like us, that's why we do boot camps. That's why we do our masterminds. That's why we do our monthly immersions like this, right? That we're doing. And then we're also going to be adding some live events to it as well. So private masterminds. Would you want to go mastermind with a group of your peers, maybe 15 or 20 people? What if we flew out to a mansion in Vegas, or mansion in Florida, or even flying here to my house in Malaysia, right? Or hopping on a yacht and masterminding on a yacht, right? Events, okay? We'll be doing that. Just giving you guys a pre-introduction of stuff here, right? So events. And then the fourth element is experts. Experts, right? And how Russell does it, obviously, on his Funnel Hacking Live and even his private Boise trips, for our inner circle members, not only is he the expert, right, but he also brings in other experts. So whatever he's not good at, for example, or he finds somebody who's better than him, like at sales, for example, right? He'll bring in like Myron Golden in there, right? Speaking or communications, Eileen Wilder, or brings in other expert, Frank Kern, right? Brings in Jamie Kern Lima, brings in Tony Robbins, right? So other experts. So you are the expert, but it's also a great idea to bring in other experts as well. And all of these 4 elements is what gets people wanting to renew. Because it's not just about buying a high ticket offer or product, right? It's not just about them doing the thing, getting the thing, execution, but man, they're buying the whole experience. They're buying the events. They're buying the experts that, they keep coming back for, not just you. Right? Like Tony, the reason why we renew Platinum Partners is he's always bringing new experts in there. His events keep getting better and better. He keeps adding and changing the events, changing an experience for us. So when you get used to something and you get to experience things like that, then renewal becomes easy, right? Renewal becomes easy. You actually don't, you feel bad that you're losing it, right? You feel like, oh my God, I can't not do this. And you invest. So you look at people who, with Tony, for example, there's people in there that have been in a platinum partner for like close to 20 years. Think about that, $85,000 a year for 20 years. It might not have started 85,000. I think it started at 50,000, like when it first started. But even that, right? Spend over $1 million or more on themselves consistently every single year, because all the experience changes, the events changes, the experts changes, right? And they still get to execute. Make sense? Right? So this is part of making what you work, guys. Look, I believe that there's a place for low ticket, there's a place for mid ticket, which we'll cover at the boot camp on how to actually leverage that and how to create them as downsells, how to create them as automation, right? Have them sell into your Stripe account where you wake up, it's like you see a sale, right? Just like 3 people purchased from us, right? It's just this last week, right? On just our low ticket. And then create a sales process to upsell them to your high ticket, right? You can do something like that. So we're going to cover tomorrow at our boot camp, right? So there's definitely a place for low ticket, mid ticket to get people to start relationships. But you also can leverage your low ticket, mid ticket as a downsell. When you sell your high ticket, you sell it as a downsell, because remember, enterprise valuation, that downsell isn't just a $997 offer anymore, right? That client is not worth just $99 a month anymore. If you're a company, if you actually exited and got a valuation, that client is now worth, if you exit on a 10x, that client might be worth $900 a month. You see what I mean? Right? So don't shy away from low ticket, mid ticket. Okay. But I do believe that your first attempting selling, if you're going to do especially live selling, live event, live workshop, live webinar, live challenge, it should be a high ticket of a minimum of $5,000, because then it makes it all worth it. Okay. Make sense? And then the last part, I think this is what also kills dreams a lot, is people don't make offers. Right. So the self-doubt kills dreams more than anything. People don't start, they're living it, they're not creating an offer. Right. And then the third, when they do have an offer, they're living it. They should be offering it. They created the offer. Maybe they need to learn how to create an offer better. But the last step, I think that why dreams don't come true, why things don't materialize, people don't get results and live the life that they're supposed to live, run the business, right? To have the life, to have the relationship, to have the money that they want, fueled by this amazing business. Right now, no better time than to get involved and start a business. Is that the third piece is they don't make offers. They don't make offers. And that's why, for me, I am a huge, huge fan of webinars, huge fan of getting people to go through an experience with you, like a VSL or an automated webinar, have them book a call with you so that you can put yourself in a position to make the offer, or invite people to a webinar so that you can make the offer. This is the one of the main problems, is that people don't make offers. If you wanted to be in a relationship, you just can't sit home and expect somebody to knock on your door to ask you out. You have to go out and make an offer so that people can attempt, right? And to get a yes. But before you get a yes, most of the time you have to go through the no's. You have to be able to want and eat no's for breakfast, right? To get to the yes, right? And in terms of making offers, I'm just going to run through this real quick here, right? So there's 3 parts of making offers, and then there's 7 steps. Okay, 3 parts. The very first part of making your offer is you want to present your offer. And presenting your offer, the 4 steps that are involved is basically when you present your offer, you want to position your offer as the result of doing business with you. Because that's all they're going to buy. That's when they're thinking about logically and emotionally, before the logical takes in and says, I need to buy this. The emotional part of their brain needs to feel and understand and see the result, the payoff. So the very first step is payoff. You got to be able to show them the payoff. Second, it's got to align with the person that's receiving the payoff, so that this way they know, oh, this is for me. I want that payoff, and it looks like they created it for me. It's got to be able to future pace them so that they can see the possibilities when they say yes to this. The not only just the result, but the transformation that they're going to get, the possibilities, and it's got to solve a problem. Right? So that's the first part, the first 4 steps. The second part is then when you show them the payoff, aligns with the person, shows them the possibilities, you show that you actually can solve a problem. The result, if they said yes, they'll get the result of doing business with you. Then you move on to the second part, and then you make your offer. And when you make your offer, the 5th step in this is you want to show them the process, right? Because you're getting people to do something different from what they're currently doing. There's a vehicle or a way or a method or a strategy that they're used to. Now you're saying, well, I want to change the vehicle. I want to change the method, the strategy, the process that you use. It's not working. I'm going to show you a totally different vehicle, totally different method, totally different framework, different strategy, different way of doing things. And here's why. Here's why you should do it this way. Because again, people don't, what the brain understands is, this is what makes us different. This is how he or she stands out in the marketplace. It's not just the what I should be doing. They're really capturing and really, not only just I understand it, right? Cognitive mastery, emotional mastery, I see. They embody it. Physical mastery, I understand why. And then the process just lays out how to do business with you. All your frameworks, all your methods, all your deliverables, basically, right? How they're going to interact with you, how they're going to get coaching from you or get training from you or guidance from you. That's all it is. That's when you make your offer. And then the last step, the last part is then you want to inspire action. You want to call them to action. Because remember, if you look at the hero's journey, right? The hero themselves, most of the time, they're not strong. Most of the time, the hero themselves, they're actually weak. The protagonist, the main character of almost every single movie, like the Karate Kid, Daniel-san was portrayed as a weak person. And the guide is generally the ones who call them to action. The guide is the one who forces them to take action, pushes them, I should say. Just like Miss Miyagi signed Daniel-san up for the All-Valley Karate Kid Championship. Daniel-san's not going to walk up to that line and say, I want to sign up and fight, Cobra Kai. He didn't say that, right? Mr. Miyagi is the one that says, signed you up. We're gonna take care of this at the All-Valley Karate Championship. You are the guide. You are helping them be the hero, right? Because if you look at the hero's journey, the hero has gone through it. They stepped up into their calling. They're doing the calling. They ran into the challenges. They've overcome those challenges. You've helped them overcome those challenges, right? Most of the time. Or they've overcome those challenges and they want to create an offer, and you're the guy to help them create that offer because they found the elixir, right? They found the magical potion, the ingredient to help other people because they help themselves. So now you as your guide is to help them share, get that elixir out to the world, right? That's it. That's a hero's journey. So you want to inspire action. You want to call them to action. And the last 2 steps in that, step 6 and 7, is then you want to lay out the plan, right? Lay out the plan. And then you want to push them, right? Without being salesy, without being sleazy, you want to give them a little nudge, right? You want laying out the plan is saying, okay, here's the processes, here's all the deliverables, but here's all the things that you get. Here's how we help you execute. Here are the events, here's the experience, here's the experts. And this is the value of it. And here's the plan. Here's what we're charging for it. Here's the value, and here's what we're charging for it. And here's the payment plan. Here's the payment options for you. And then the push part is just basically walking them through what if, what's the cost of inaction? What if they said yes to this? What happens to them? What if they didn't say yes to this? What's the cost of inaction has been to them? What What if they lost? That's the push. And then if you create a high ticket offer, especially something that you know that you can help people achieve results and transformation, and you're very confident in your offer, then I believe the secret sauce or the ingredient to inspire action is that you remove the risk of doing business with you. Whether it's a satisfaction 100% money back guarantee, and or even something where there's a promise that we'll work with you until you achieve that result. That's how you can remove the risk of doing business with you, right? And that's how you make offers, okay? So again, guys, I think that what kills dreams more than anything is self-doubt. People don't start. They don't feel like they're enough. You guys are all enough. If you've already experienced things, you've gone through stuff, you deserve to create an offer. And if you're going to create it, then 4 elements of a high ticket offer: execution, make sure that's in there; experience in there; events, experts. Should be your front end offer should be a $5,000, a $25,000 offer. And then most importantly, you got to get in front of your clients. You got to get in front of your audience, deliver value, add value, serve hard, sell easy. But most importantly, when you sell, you have to sell, you have to make offers. And that's how you're going to achieve success. That is how you're going to make what you're worth. Thank you very much for being here. How was it? Yes, Michaela.
Okay, I have a question.
Talk to me.
Okay, so I have my webinar on Saturday morning. I didn't want to do Friday because we had our thing, you know. What if no one shows up to your webinar? Because didn't Herb, oh, he's not here right now, but he was here earlier.
Yeah.
What if no one shows up? Like, do you just, because it's still a webinar pushing something, do you just record it and then like throw it in your school community, or like, what do you?
Yeah, 100%. Record it anyways.
Okay.
Record it anyways, and then turn it into your long form content. If you're gonna leverage social media platforms like YouTube, put that up on your YouTube as a long form content. Put that up in your school community. Turn it into a course, right? Turn that into a course, right? That you can give away for free. This is one of the things I shared, right? You can leverage a course that way, so you can turn your webinars, web classes into. I've had at the very beginning stages, I've had people who didn't show up on my webinars. I ran it anyways. There's so many benefits of doing it that way. One, you get the experience, right? You get to run through your slides and all the things that you're saying, and then really, and if you go, but like me, it's cringy, but it's a good idea to go watch yourself, right? To watch yourself. And then you can get better. That's how you grow, right? And then, but second thing is, it becomes great content, right? You can then you can take that content and either yourself or have your VAs do it. You can edit some of those into shorts, some of that into mid-form content, long-form content, right? And you can use it as social media training. And you can also use it for ads. If some parts of it, oh, I could turn that part right there into an ad, right? And then you can also turn into a mini course that you can actually upload into your school community, and or put it up as a lead magnet and drive traffic to it, so that you can start building a list with that, right? So there's so many benefits of it. Okay. So many benefits.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions, Brandy? Daniel, how are you doing? Good. Fantastic. All right. Well, you guys have an amazing rest of the day. We are over our hour here, and I will see most of you guys, if not all of you guys, tomorrow. Have an amazing rest of the day, guys.